What's up, guys? We are here just making some breakfast. This is the beginning of the project. I'm just going to explain a little bit what is going to go down. Pretty soon here I'm going to get out on a run, the first run, that will represent certain things in history. I'll probably explain a little bit more when I'm starting it. But right now I just wanted to start making connections between running and history, and specifically the things that we learned in this class. I can think of two things how running relates to this. First, at least the way I run, relates to the scientific method created by, well, mostly created by Sir Francis Bacon, where you basically have an idea or a hypothesis, and then you do experiments to try to prove that right. And the way I run is usually I think of some objective, some mountain I want to run up or something like that, and then I have to slowly figure out how to do it, whether that's through training or getting the right gear or just planning out my route. Those are like my experiments, and then eventually I can prove that it's right by doing it. So that's how I kind of run. Another way that most people run, and I do occasionally, is they just train for competitions. And that relates to the Medici family, where they had their competition to see who could do the best art thing for the doors. We race to see who's the fastest runner, but through that art thing, that art competition, sponsors started sponsoring artists, and it kind of just made art more popular, and it took off. The same things happened with running. People started sponsoring runners, and the competitions got more competitive, and everyone became better runners. So that's two things that I thought were kind of cool that related to history about running. And so we're going to get out here and start running. We'll make more connections to history. So after I eat this breakfast, well-balanced breakfast. Alright, here we are. About to start the first run. This run will be representing the Renaissance period and style of art. So what does that mean? That means it's bright outside. We're doing it during the day. Renaissance art was very geometrically shaped, so I'm doing all of this run on the streets. I'll be listening to, probably not the whole time because it's going to be pretty boring, but listening to Renaissance period music. And throughout the way I will be showing you guys different events that happened in this time period. And other time periods as well. We're starting at some churches because Renaissance art had a very large pagan influence, and religious influence. And so yeah, here we go. Start this. It's gonna be a long day. So, this is actually one thing I wanted to do on this run. Renaissance art was pretty well known for introducing like new perspectives into art. Like, oh, I'm in the middle of the road. Like different, more realistic perspectives. And one of those is something called a vanishing point. I have no idea how the video will show this, but that's the idea, right? That it's like a 3D image, and that it goes down the road and gets smaller and smaller. So, as you're running, you think a lot about a lot of stuff. The church. Think about a lot of things. I've been thinking about some stuff that's really been bugging me about society. So we are at mile 17, about 17.15, and we're at a church. I'm going to make this more realistic. I'm going to go to the doors of the church and post, which I doubt you can see, post something on my social media about this stuff that has been bugging me. So I have been listening to this music, this Renaissance music, for a while now, and it's alright. It's kind of getting annoying. Currently I'm listening to Meduso something. I don't know how to say it. I think it's French, but it is pretty boring. There's another church. It's like the 500th church I've passed. So it is mile 19.3 or 4. I don't know, something like that. I just happened to find a World War II monument at that same mileage. At 19.43 actually. No, just kidding, I planned that. So this is World War II POW camp monument where so apparently it was right here. It's kind of interesting because we always think that World War II had never really happened here in the United States. It was, except for Pearl Harbor, it was always in Europe. But that just goes to show you that that's not true. So, pretty cool. Alrighty, here we are at the beginning of the second run. I'm a little behind schedule. The sun is going down right now, which I will be talking about pretty soon. That's why I don't even have my backpack on, but I need to get up there. So, up there, the mountains. Those are where I'm starting, at a school which represents the introduction of secular views into the art. And this this run represents the Baroque art style. I don't know how to say it. Baroque, maybe. And it's very dark and complicated, and not as much structure as the Renaissance art. So I'm going to be running mostly in the trails, and it will get dark here, and I'll have a headlamp. Lots of the art was very dark with like bright accents, which is what I could think of to represent that as in a run would be at night with a headlamp. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we are getting onto the trail right now. Oh, there's the sunset. So the sunset is supposed to represent the discovery of a heliocentric solar system by Galileo and Copernicus. They didn't only figure this out from the sun, obviously, but also through the stars and moons orbiting around other planets.
which we might be able to see the stars later. I don't think the camera will be able to see them, but actually I don't think the camera's going to be able to see much at all once it gets dark, but we'll find out. So this is kind of cool. Didn't really plan this out, but oh great, you can't see it anymore, but kind of over there you can see the temple. You can see churches too down in the valley. It's kind of cool because although secular views were brought into the art, the religious subjects still had a strong influence. So it's a cool thing I didn't really plan to have in this run. That's kind of how these are going to be, or have been. Not really planned out. I mean, certain things are, obviously, but I'm filming this once. It comes out how it is. I'm not going to go back and run this many miles again. So I think it's kind of cool too, because the people who are creating these things, I mean, that was real life. They weren't just doing it for a project or an assignment. It was real life creations, and so this is as genuine as it can get, these videos. Okay. Oh, there it goes. There's a bird right there. Ooh. Doubt you guys saw that, but there's a bird. Which I was really hoping I'd see, even though it's late. Because one of the things I wanted to represent in this run was Charles Darwin, and everything he did. He went to Patagonia and the Galapagos Islands, and studied a lot of things, but one of those things he studied was the evolution of birds. And pretty amazing, his findings. Very unique thinking for the time. Alright, so I really hope you guys can see this, but it's all the lights, the street lights and whatnot. And from up here, you can just see the perfect grid pattern. And I think it's super cool because it's the contrast between the two runs, where I ran down there before, and now I'm running up here where there's no pattern to anything. It is cool. I'm like finding stuff as I go, which maybe I should add that to my definition of creativity. Ooh, it's getting cold. So this is fun. So it is mile 15 or 16, and we are going up a hill which could represent nothing else but Newton and gravity and his 3 laws. So it is mile 17.76, and you know, I just couldn't help feel the independence that comes when you're running. There's just nothing like it, running in the mountains. It's just freedom. So, it's mile 19.42, and honestly, I am uncertain where I am right now. Okay, don't know where I am. Ugh. Legit this time. Nope, this is definitely not a trail. It's just a gully. Ugh. Shouldn't have made that joke about the uncertainty principle. I really am uncertain where I am. Hey, I found it! Yeah! Yes! Oops. Oh, yeah. I know where I am now. So, that was an adventure. Not what I planned, but I think that kind of represents this project in a way. Is that it was not planned. Well, it was planned, but it did not go according to plan exactly. I just have a few more miles to get back to the road, and then down to my car. And I just wanted to wrap this up so I can... Ooh, bunny! Wrap this up so I can just focus and run. Yeah, I actually learned a lot doing this about creativity, and that I can actually be creative on the spot. So, that's it. Time to blind you.